Hello friends, welcome back to another episode on Race to the Planet Jool. Today we will be doing mainly MUN missions, probably orbit around Kerbin a few times. Just go through the motions of upgrading our uh, space center, basically. As you can see, we're just going to be continuing on our orbiter missions for a minute, just keep doing that. Here in a minute, you'll actually see that have fixed the waterfall mishap. Oop, it appears that I forgot to stage my parachutes correctly, so we're going to go back in and just restage those. Soon we'll just get rid of them because they don't actually do anything for us anyways, so why have them? Um, So yeah, just a few more of our orbiter missions, and then I believe we go to our first MUN missions, which is going to be exciting. Um, but yeah, the gameplay looks so much better with Waterfall actually working now. Um, I don't think that we got our full. Yeah, so after this mission, because we were just testing the MK16 parachute, we are going to be um, just putting this in orbit and then splashing it back down on Kerbin, which kind of a waste of a spacecraft, but that's fine. We will always we just have the money, especially now. Kind of a lucky thing here. We actually came down to a point where we landed next to the KSC, um, which I know is usually aimed at for pods like this, especially in the beginning of the game. On career mode, I mean. Um, but I think this is the first time that I actually got close to the KSC. Kind of sad that I didn't splash down, but it's whatever. Landing up in a mountain isn't too bad. But we got a little bit of science from that and some more money. I think we're going to be upgrading some of our stuff here soon. Or not. Um, I think we upgrade our tracking station. Yeah, our tracking station gets upgraded. So then we'll go ahead and soon we'll go into our mission control and we will select a new mission besides from just going to the MUN. As you can see, we are now getting rid of all of our parachutes because they weren't needed. They didn't really do anything for us. I'm changing the whole bunch of external, I mean not external, like singular fuel tanks into just the longer fuel tanks, just to save more money because I think with those launches it was like 17,000 per launch, which wasn't really good, so I decided, hey, might as well change that. Um, so now we're going to be going on to our monster ship. Um, which, I mean, isn't the best, but it's still pretty good. I was trying to put down the P module just because I wanted to put two. I wanted to put two Kerbals around a flyby of the MUN, but I couldn't find anybody who would do it. I mean, fine. I mean, we didn't have the module to do it yet. So, I just sacrificed the 2 modules for the one and went through with this bad boy. Probably a little too big for what it is. Could have done a little better on the designing, but with the limited amount of parts that I had, it was just as good as I could do. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I have upgraded the mission control already, so we're going to probably get a few more missions like the bring the swivel up to a certain altitude. That was difficult to do with with the flight requirements. Like, I believe it was 200 meters per second that I had to be going at 18,000. And I wanted to do this in one mission instead of going through a whole bunch. So, I just went ahead and strapped this to it. I was hoping that those side boosters would hold on for a little bit longer, or I was going to be able to detach at a slow speed the whole bottom section and just go up with my middle swivel booster. But I mean, I didn't achieve that in this launch, but I achieved it in the next. Now we're going to go ahead and out to the launch pad. I don't know why I chose Bob Kerman to do this, the first one. I think I'm going to go back and redo that. It was just for like a test run, basically. As you can see, it was super hard to control, so I was just like, yeah, might as well just go back and go with Jebediah. But then I realized that that was only one space part. I mean, could only hold a crew of 1. And then I got smart and actually used a science module, and I know clipping, I don't usually like to do it either, but for things like that, science holder, whatever, in command modules, I just put it in because it's so much easier than trying to put it on the side of something. So we're going back to launch. We finally have a SAS, so we don't have to, you know, fight with the ship to keep it under control. I mean, we have to fight a little bit just because of how big and clunky it is, but that's okay. But yeah, so this is our first flight of the Munster. I mean, it's a pretty good ship. We're going to be using it a lot in this episode, I believe. Until we go to our tester module, which I think is the ship that we end off with. It's our newest Mun ship. And it's pretty good. I enjoy flying with it. It went through a few changes, of course you'll see later on. But yeah, so here we're getting our first flyby of the Mun. I didn't have my maneuver nodes unlocked yet, so I just had to go through with a forced flyby trajectory, which is all good. I mean, it worked out. And sorry. Yeah, I'm still kind of sick, so Excuse me if I cough a little bit. I'm just getting the funk out of me. Um, but yeah, technically this ship has enough. As you can see, I just went through so I could EVA because I had completely forgotten about it. And for some reason, I forgot that Jebediah has a jetpack, so I could have gotten the barometer instruments earlier than I did, but I completely forgot about the jetpacks. So we'll get the barometer science later on. So don't worry about that. But yeah, you can see me try to reach down and get the barometer earlier, but it just would not let me. Beautiful flyby of the Mun, pretty well textbook. Um, I noticed that I still had my bottom stage because the ship that I've built is meant to go to the Mun, put it in a stable orbit around the Mun, and then also land. So, and then come back, of course. So it was a little over-engineered for just a flyby, but you know, whatever. Um, but yep, this time I will be getting a splashdown, thank goodness, because... And I had thought maybe just use some of the fuel to slow down, just so I don't burn up on accident, because I'm used to having the Science Junior still on the capsule when we're going through the atmosphere. So I was just like, hey, might as well slow down so we don't actually burn the Science Junior. Completely forgetting that we had that on a decoupler. We got 203 science from that now, and a whole bunch of money, I believe. Yeah. Not quite enough to do some of the stuff that I'd want to do, but we definitely got a whole bunch. As you could have seen, we got our P module, which was what I was trying to get earlier, but I completely forgot about it. So later, I believe we will be using that P module for our MUN missions from now on. I started to try to build an SSTO, or SSTR really, but I was like, nah. After I put on the after I put on the rocket, I was like, never mind. Because I noticed it was still 2000 something, so I was just like, might as well just use conventional rockets. I'm just going through all of them real quick, seeing what I can and can't do. In fact, I think this is where I... Oh no! I rescue him. I forgot about that. Yeah, I basically just exchanged that top module out for the P module. Oh no! Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've even watched the footage. Since I was sick, I stayed at home and basically did nothing. So good thing we instead used the long fuel tank for this. I'm hoping we didn't go too overboard with the fuel. Ooh, those are off center. Better recenter that fast. Okay. Yeah, that's a good amount of fuel for a rescue mission. But yep, so should this should do us for that mission, and I do remember getting him, so don't worry about that. I think I went through a trial and error on this one. Basically, I really missed his orbit on the first one. So I just went ahead and reset the flight and went back through it later. I don't know why I held on to onto the boosters for so long. Just habit, I guess. As you can see, it was pretty well good on the ascending to the target, but then I kind of got swept away with the burn, and I was running out of fuel, so I just went ahead and aborted. I thought all was going good at first, but then I realized, oh, and there goes the nodes. So I was like, sweet, we got another node, but then I remembered the stupid target, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. We will probably see that soon, my whatever. Yeah, it was the first time in a while that I had actually gone through and tried to, yeah, see, we just reverted back to launch. This time we actually get it though. We just put him out farther than before and launched again. Everything went well, textbook launch, basically, apart from a little shimmy, but that's okay. Shimmy's okay every once in a while. Let's see. So, with this launch, we kind of had to wait a little bit for our nodes to line up, but that's okay. We eventually got it. I don't know if I did or didn't have the maneuver nodes yet. I think I did. Oh no, I didn't. If I did, I just completely forgot that I did have those. For some reason, my crafts don't show, like targeted spacecrafts don't show up on my screen anymore when I'm looking at them. So I kind of have to figure out where to go on my own by trying to find the little dot. But that's been like that for a while. I don't know how to fix it. See, it doesn't have the green arrow or anything. You just have to look at it. Once again, I forgot that we had jetpacks, so I just kind of got as close as I could, so I could get him on without using the jetpacks. But then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, Kerbals have that. So we safely got him back, and I think this is our last mission in the old mission control. So once we get him back, we'll be good. kind of overshot the KSC. You could see the other island not too far back, but sadly we went to the next continent over. I constantly forget that we can take away the ablator on like the heat capsules and everything like that. So I will most likely be doing that with our next ships just from now on. But yeah. So now we finally are starting to upgrade a whole bunch of our stuff, like the administration building being one of them. Got a few things. I'm not too sure how the administration stuff works, but I think I did good on them. But I'm not too sure until the future. But yep, now we can explore the Mun. We're going to be getting that Airstream thing as well. The Model S2. And the Swivel. And yes, those are rover wheels. I did not know what they were until after the fact, but since it was just a flying thing and we had the Airstream, it was just easy. I don't know why I didn't. Oh yeah, it's because I was looking to see which one the Airstream was. The protective diameter was for. I don't think I got another one. I was like, okay, these four are all good. I can just go through that. So finally figured out which one it was. We're going to be naming this Monster 2 because this is the one that's going to the Mun. Once again, this time we actually have the P module, so we have a two-seater, which will be good for getting science and piloting the aircraft. I don't know why I did this. Oh yeah, it was to see if Bob actually had the jetpack or not. So now we don't have to go through and keep the Science Junior on us at all times. So that's the good thing about the Airstream, was that I could just put that on like that. And boom. Of course, with the Rover Max being in the Airstream, I kind of forgot about it for a super long time. So I kind of just forgot to run it completely. You'll see me run it in the future, but it's going to be my bad for right now. Now, I didn't have any of the engines for the 1.25, I believe the diameter for this is. So I just used 2 Reliants. I think that's what they are. The Reliant and the Swivel. Oh no. I've been playing Kerbal Space Program for years. I have completely forgotten what the engines are called. That's kind of worrying. Anyways. So, you can kind of see the general shape that I was going for. And sadly, another thing that I had forgotten was the Airstream. I had forgotten the requirements that I needed to match, which was go up to 10,000 feet. I mean, 100,000 feet and jettison the heat shield. I mean, whatever it is. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. So, I don't know what I was waiting for. I do remember being here. I think my mom had just gotten home, actually. So I went and talked to her, and then came back, and boom, launched. So, everything went pretty good for kind of makeshift, put together rocket. Not the best rocket in the world, but still pretty good. I kind of over-engineered it. But hey, it got us a lot of money, so I don't mind. Also, I know you guys could probably tell, but this wasn't really a script. I didn't put a script or anything together for this video. So, I hope you guys like this a lot better than the hour-long talk-through gameplay, which was not good. I was like, I probably should have trimmed it up a lot more, but I was already talking, and I just wanted to get it out because it was so late, and I wasn't thinking properly. So, yeah, I hope you guys like this a lot more. This is probably going to be, I think, our second to last mission. Man, those waterfall graphics. I'm so glad that I got the waterfall back in working, because it was kind of sad that it wasn't working for the last episode. Just pitch blackness, really. But yeah, you saw the Rover Max wheels get jettisoned there with the fairing, and I was like, ooh, dang it. And you also saw me go over to the mission tab and be like, ah, oh, dang it, I didn't meet the requirements, my bad. So, even though I failed that, I still went on with the mission, might as well. You know, can't just stop because one bad thing. So, just went through with it. This is probably going to be the next, like, the permanent Mun mission rocket from now on is just going to be the Munster 2. Just because bigger, beefier, and better in most of the ways. I think it also costs less money than the previous one, which kind of odd, but I believe it did. But yeah, so far I've been having a lot of fun with the career mode series. I mean, I've only really played Science and Sandbox for the most part, but I just wasn't getting enough out of that, I feel. So, I mean, this is fun, and I'm glad to finally be recording it for you guys and putting it out on the internet. This is actually my first time doing that for Kerbal Space Program. In fact, the first time really for doing videos. So I hope you guys like it. I really would like your feedback if you want me to do, if you guys need me to do anything different. I can pronunciate my voice a little bit more than before. It's just kind of on a weird nasally thing right now. So, sorry about that. Anyways, sorry, I talked completely through that, through getting all of our science stuff. Anyways, we're going to be returning back to Kerbin now. Um, Bob went out and reset everything like I wanted to do in the first place, but can't. We finally got the barometer information, so that's good. Um, so yeah, now we're going home. I think we're going to slow down with the rest of our fuel once again, just because why not? I mean, we have excess fuel, might as well use it in some way. So yeah. Um, but as you can see, we're just re-entering. Nice, easy, go through. You know the drill. This is just your typical re-entry from the Mun. Um, but yeah, so you could realize that I completely forgot about the rover wheels for a second until I went back into the mission. After, of course, I upgraded this. And I was like, wait a minute, I still need that because none of these fit. So I eventually replaced that swivel on there, now in fact, and just redid everything. I will shut up for a second and let the video play. Um, and sorry for you guys not being able to hear the sounds. I don't know why the video didn't pick them up, but I will try my best to get them to us once again. Um, but yeah, second launch of the Monster 2, this time way better because we actually have the rocket instead of 2 Reliance. I accidentally staged it to where the middle section will stage with us, but yeah, it's fine. We got it done anyways. I mean, it didn't really compromise anything. It might have made the drag a little more, but that's okay. I don't really mind. Um, but yeah, this time we're going to be actually going to the designated height and releasing it there. The airstream, I mean. I think we're going to have the Rover Max for a little bit. I actually don't know why I used the Munster 2. I didn't go to the Mun again. I just went around and orbited for a second and then came back. I guess just to complete the mission a little bit more. Maybe test a bit. So yeah, I just turned around and burned once again. And this is going to be our final launch until next episode, which should be coming out Saturday. I'm going to be presuming a Wednesday, Saturday upload schedule, so you guys just wait around for the next episode. But yeah, so I believe we got over 7. We have about 1,000,000. Yeah, credits now. So we just went through and upgraded a few things. I believe we are gonna get a few more missions for next episode. like the Explore the Mun. I think we're going to get that Airstream again, but I'm not too sure. I don't know why I just pause it and go away for a few seconds. And the sad thing about the editing system that I use is I can't individually go in and snip it off. I have to let it keep playing, or lose a whole good amount of my stuff. So I'm just going to go through. Oh no, I left it for like a minute. Okay, sorry for this. I left it until 36:08, so if you want, you can come back then. Hello, guys. What am I at? Hello, guys. If you are coming from when I told you to skip forward to 36:08, but yeah, we're just getting the 5 right now. I wasn't too sure what the hydraulic manifold is, so I just got all of those and we're all good. Now I'm just going ahead and upgrading everything basically. Sorry. The runway, the spaceplane hangar, even though I haven't used it yet, I just might as well use that for next time. I noticed a big blob going across my screen there. I know another person, Veos, was having that issue for a long time. I recommend their channel, by the way, if you haven't heard of them already. But yeah, that's happened a lot with their Kerbal Space Program, just the big blob. Anyways, I will see y'all later. Have a good one.